Hello and welcome. Let's look at how we can generate brighter and darker shades of a color using JavaScript. So what we have here is what we'll build. It's 4 divs, one for each color, and the middle one is the color that we provide. So if we provide a green one, we'll get 2 brighter versions and 2 darker versions. Without further ado, let's get started. So starting with a simple HTML page, let's first start with a markup. So we'll need a wrapping container div. And in there, we'll need 5 other divs, one for each color. So the first one I'll just call give an ID of color. And inside of it, we're gonna want an input field. Very good. And I think that's all we need for in terms of markup. So yeah, showing up, nice. Let's add some styling to it. And for the container, let's use grid for this. Should work perfect. So we want some rows. We want 5 rows, all with the same size. And we'll let it take up the whole height, the full height of the body. And for each div inside of this container, center it, center all the content. And finally, the input field. Okay, I think that's it. So if I check this out, I've got 5 rows. I've got an input field. Perfect. Good start. Now for the fun part, the JavaScript. So I'll go to Google and grab the library we're gonna use. So if I search for tinycolor CDN.js, I should find a link for it. There we go. I'll grab the minimized version, copy the script tag, and add it here. Good. And let's have a quick look at the docs. So the documentation is on GitHub here. So I'm looking to brighten and darken the color. So this library has a ton of functions. It's really fun to work with. It's got a lot of useful stuff. So if I search for brighten, there we go. You see we can brighten it with an amount from 0 to 100. So you simply pass your color in, run brighten, and toString if you want to. Brighten and darken is what we're going to use here. So uh, we're going to let's start with a function. So create an arrow function, pass in the color. Let's first create a bright version of the color. So we'll write tinycolor, call it with our color that we pass in here, dot brighten. And between 1 and 100, let's brighten the first one with by 10. So just a little brighter. toString. So we're gonna want to do the same thing again for an even brighter version. So we'll add 20 for that. And then we'll do the same thing, but dark instead. So 2 dark versions as well. So a little brighter, even more bright, a little darker, even darker. Now let's make sure the colors show up within our divs here. So starting with the middle one. So we set the background color of the div to the new color, and we also show it as text within the div. Let's do the same for all the others. So if I now run this function, let's see if it works. Generate colors. Let's pass in a color. ABC 1, 2, 3. And it does work. However, nothing happens if I type in a color here. So we want to fix that. We want to make it so that while the user types, the colors are generated on the fly. So to get that working, let's create an event listener. Select the color input. On input. Let's get the value. And let's use a regular expression for this. So this regular expression will ensure that it's in the format of a hex color. So starting with a hash and then 3 or 6 characters long, A to F or 0 to 9. So if it passes the regex test, our input value, then we will run our generate colors function. Let's try that out. So if I now, that seems to work fine. Yeah. Okay. So that is it. This actually works really nice. So again, the documentation is here on GitHub. I suggest you check it out. There are so many cool functions here. It's a lot of fun to work with. And yeah, hope you enjoyed it. Take care.